Super Bowl bubble, I always have about 8 teams every year in the Super Bowl bubble. I have a little bit less this year. So we're going to do, Joey, a little bubble here. Like, are they in my Super Bowl bubble? That means good enough to get to a Super Bowl. Are they in the Super Bowl bubble, or are they out of my Super Bowl bubble?
All right, let's start with the Patriots.
The Patriots would be in my Super Bowl bubble. Number 1 scoring defense. People are scoring less than 16 points a game. Few penalties. They win time of possession. They're also 6-1 against the AFC. So they match up well against AFC teams, because many of the best AFC teams have young quarterbacks. This defense, Belichick versus young quarterbacks, he unravels them.
Bills.
Yes, in. Every win has been by 15 points. They have the number. They've outgained their opponents by 1,000 yards this season. They're simply too dynamic and well-coached not to get in. Now, they do not run the football. Sometimes Josh Allen is their best running option. I don't love that, but he is still young and he can take the hits. He's like a Cam or a Big Ben. He can run and be a difference maker, especially in the red zone. You can't be this dynamic, win each of your games by 15 points. They're just too dynamic not to be a Super Bowl contender.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes, in a little inconsistent. I think what they are, they're the only team in the NFL scoring over 30 a game. I think a lot of it comes down to Gronk and Leonard Fournette's health, because I think Brady feels very comfortable when they have a run team. They're still not rushing the ball enough for my taste, because I think their O-line is good. Maybe not great, but good. So as long as Leonard Fournette, Lenny's there in the playoffs, I think they're hard to beat, because I think Tom doing a little play action is even more dangerous.
Playoff Lenny.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens.
I'm going to say out. They have too many disastrous offensive halves. They're wildly, they have literally terrible quarters and terrible halves. They've scored 17 or fewer points in 4 of their last 5 games. So they can win some of these games, but they're also atrocious on the back end. Meaning in the AFC, a lot of these teams now, Buffalo over the top throwing, Chargers over the top throwing, Kansas City over the top throwing, they are bad. So they may have leads and just relinquish it very quickly.
How about the Cincinnati Bengals?
They're going to be fun, but I don't out. I still think they feel like they're kind of rebuilding. I do love the physicality they're playing with now, but we have to be honest about this. Their schedule's brutal. They face the Chargers, Niners, Broncos, Ravens, Chiefs, Browns. That's brutal. So to me, they got 2 or 3, and some of those are not great matchups either. And all of those teams are vying for the playoffs. You're getting no layups here. You need some layups in the last 6 weeks, since he's got no layups.
How about the Titans?
They're going to get healthier after a Week 13 bye. They're just falling apart. Also, they're going to get Derrick Henry back. That's going to be great. And again, this is just one of these. They've just fallen apart physically. And you're now asking more of Ryan Tannehill. And Ryan's good. But, like Dak, he's absolutely better when he's got a strong running component. So the Titans are in.
The Colts?
Out. They don't beat the good teams. It breaks my heart because I love so much about them. Can't beat Tampa at home. Can't beat Tennessee at home. Their wins have come against the Dolphins, Texans, Jets, and Jags. 4 of their 6 wins. So they beat up on the average teams. But they're too mistake prone to be a Super Bowl team.
The Cowboys?
Out. Again, when they lead the NFL in penalty yards. That is just a bad sign. They're sloppy. They're hit and miss on 3rd down. Their defense is not taking the ball away. Like, one of the things I like about New England is they're just going to take it from you once or twice a game. Dallas has 5 takeaways in 5 games. They get a fumble recovery occasionally, but they don't necessarily cause it. I just don't. They're not as dynamic as I thought defensively. And they have to run the football to win, meaning Dak needs to be lifted more than he individually lifts.
The Rams.
Out. I don't think the OBJ Robert Woods replacement is ideal. They do not run the football. Listen, they're a team, the interior of their O-line's okay. Their tackles are good. But they now have lost their best run-blocking receiver. They've lost their best running back. And they're asking way more of Matt Stafford, and I think they've sort of lost their identity, so they're out.
The Packers.
In best team in football. To be able to win these games and compete at the highest level, missing your best corner, your best running back, your best linebacker. They're my favorite to win the Super Bowl today is Green Bay.
And Aaron Rodgers is hurt.
Yep.
The 49ers.
I think they'll come up short. I think it's close, but I love the way they're playing. I love their physicality, but they kind of have one way to beat you, as Greg Cosell told us an hour and a half ago. They got to run the football. They also play 4 of their final 6 games on the road. Deebo Samuel's health. He is expected to miss multiple games, and he is so great and so valuable. So they're just up against it. I think they had too many losses to overcome. If their record now was 8-3, and they could, you know what I mean? But 6-5 without Deebo Samuel, can't get in. I don't think they make the playoffs.
Cardinals.
Excellent. They'll be fine. First of all, it's kind of amazing. They're 6-0 on the road this year, all of them by over 10 points. I've never seen that. I've never, ever seen that. So they're not only capable of winning, you can just send them on the road, and they can win by blowout. And I also think they can beat you multiple ways. Kyler can beat you with his feet. They can beat you with DeAndre Hopkins over the top. They can pound the football and run. They get after your quarterback. They've got a lot of playmakers, 6-7 playmakers. You cross your fingers on Kyler Murray's health. But after Green Bay, I feel really good about Arizona having a chance to represent somebody in the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs.
They're in. Actually, I think their defense now is better than I thought, and their offense still isn't clicking. They're on a 4-game winning streak. It's just possible with the new offensive line this year, they're not going to be as good offensively. We keep waiting for them to take the next step. No Sammy Watkins, rebuilt O-line, banged up at running back. They're just probably not going to be as dynamic. But their defense, Chris Jones is like Aaron Donald. You got to put 2 guys on him. Also, I will say this about their offensive line. Their center, Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma, has been outstanding. So they have really anchored their offensive line. That kid's going to be a 10-time Pro Bowler. He is out of this world good. He and Rashawn Slater for the Chargers. He is tremendous. So the offensive line's coming together right in the middle. But they're in. Absolutely. So my updated Super Bowl bubble. Titans, Patriots, Cardinals, Packers, Bucks, Bills, Chiefs. That's it. It's usually 8. This year it's 7.
It's amazing. Patriots are back there already.
Isn't it? It's supposed to. The Monday night game, Bills and the Patriots, 80% chance of snow.
Ooh.
So that would benefit
football weather.
That would benefit New England because they don't have a vertical component. You're not taking, if it's windy and snowy, that Stephon Diggs is limited. That's the thing about New England. You can say all you want. They're built for January. Like Kansas City and Buffalo, they like the big play. New England just does their 9-play drive stuff, controls the clock. Again. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.